everybody. I hope you're well. Today's video is going to be a breakdown of how to connect to your inner compass and how important it is to connect to your inner compass. And so I thought I would start out by reading a part in the book in the Bringing Forward a New Golden Age of Miracles that I wrote. And I have a chapter 2 is all about the inner compass. I just want to read out this one part in the book. It's about the inner compass, okay? The inner compass, an innate part of every human. Whether we realize it or not, every human is born with an inner compass, a guidance system that is built into us from the time we are born. Because we have incarnated onto the earth, we seem to have forgotten that we have a whole system that helps to keep us safe if we come into danger. This inner compass is equipped with much more than just a safety device. It has the ability to work with the human and can become an integral part of our psyche. It is hidden deep inside each and every human on earth, and some people choose to ignore it, while others seek a deep connection to this innate part of us that cannot be explained in black and white. Depending on each individual's belief system, our inner compass manifests differently. Each religion has a different take on who or what is the right guidance system, and many devotees believe that they do not have an intact inner compass, causing them to give their power away to whatever deity or leader that is the head of the religion or spiritual organization. This causes the inner compass to become weak and unused. I, for one, grew up as a Methodist Christian and was programmed to live my life according to the church doctrine. Each of you have grown up in something similar, or maybe nothing at all. It all depends on where we are born and what is popular to follow. Our parents have a significant role in this choice, and most of us do not really get a choice in what religious doctrine we follow. As we grow, we either keep this programmed religion and go on to live a devoted life under its umbrella, or we decide to walk away and try out new belief systems, or even drop our faith in a religious organization altogether. Either way, most humans do not take the time to connect with their inner compass, and as a result, do not realize how important going within and listening to our own individual guidance is. We spend our time instead seeking guidance from outside sources, such as others, to help us navigate life and make important life decisions. This in turn shuts down our inner navigational system, bringing in fear, self-doubt, and ultimately codependency. We become powerless in our life, making decisions according to what others think we should make. For those who listen to their inner compass and are open to looking for signs and a way our inner compass system speaks to us, we begin to co-create in a dance with ourselves, finding our own rhythm. We begin to listen closely to our heart and subtle nudges of intuition and knowing. If we follow these signs, whether it be a cloud formation, a feather dropping down in front of us, a sentence in a book, a lyric to a song, guidance through journal writings, a vision during dream time or meditation, it literally could be anything that gets our attention. When you learn the energy signature of your inner compass and begin to follow through by acting on whatever you are guided to do, it is essential to follow through. After you follow through with a project that you are guided to create, your compass will give you more. And as it knows you are listening to its direction, you begin to make decisions according to what is most aligned for you and your highest, best course of action. Your inner guidance system will begin to give you nudges and little golden nuggets and breadcrumbs to help you stay on course, according to your intentions as to what you desire to accomplish in your lifetime. Each of us has a unique navigational system that works best for each individual. If you start to take the time to understand how your guidance system works within you, how it feels, smells, tastes, and sees, you begin to understand how it is guiding you and your highest, best path. The innate part of you always has your best interest at hand and will never steer you in the wrong direction. You begin to trust and have faith that you have everything you need inside of you to accomplish any task at hand. The universe begins to work with you, and synchronistic opportunities become available to you. You begin to create the most amazing life you could ever imagine. Waking up happier, hoping and dreaming, opening your heart, and living life compassionately, totally in line with your soul's true purpose. There are many ways to begin using your inner compass and learning how to navigate the guidance that comes naturally to every human. First, you need to have the desire to go within and take the steps to begin understanding your unique energy signature and how your compass speaks to you. It's like stretching a muscle that has not been used in a long time. You learn to take baby steps. You start by learning to listen and see the signs all around you that give you direction and purpose. Once you take action and begin to implement the guidance coming through you, you'll notice subtle changes in your life, and positive outcomes and accomplishments will begin to unfold. You'll experience more than one moment in time where you're more than you thought you could be, and many moments when you're living the life you've always dreamed of. When you first begin to consciously use your inner guidance system after not using it for many years, it may take time to learn how your innate energy signature works for you. You may need to change your routine and incorporate new ways of connecting to your inner wisdom to start stretching the inner compass muscle. Just like when you begin to stretch the muscle in your physical body, it takes time to achieve total muscle elasticity. There are many ways to achieve this goal, and most people begin by incorporating practices such as meditation, journaling, automatic writing, and hypnosis, as well as learning that your body is a barometer. These are some of the easiest ways to start stretching the muscle. And so in the book, I talk about incorporating meditation in your routines, journaling, and automatic writing, a path to inner guidance, which we're going to go back on, and I'm going to talk about that today because that's one of the things that has been the most helpful for me. Incorporating hypnosis, a path to a direct connection to your inner guidance system, and listening to your body, a gateway to inner wisdom. So I think it's best now to tell you a little bit of the story of myself and how I used to be. And then we will talk about when I started to really start listening to my inner compass and listening to the voices, because let's face it, not everybody hears voices and sees visions and has all these like amazing things happen like a psychic person would have. We all are psychic in our own way, but we choose sometimes to turn all that off and we don't listen. And I turned this off for many, many, many years. I listened to everybody but myself to make decisions. I would go to my psychic all the time to figure out what was the next steps or what was happening in my life and to make sure I could figure out what I needed to do next. And it was very codependent until I got to Ireland and I didn't have that anymore. And I had to start learning, like my psychic lady just wouldn't do, she wouldn't take my calls. She wouldn't do psychic readings on the phone. And I had to kind of learn my own way. And so I loved oracle cards, and I have this deck. I had this deck of cards. I have 3 decks of cards that were made by this Lee Carroll Harnish, and they're fractal decks. And I really loved them, and I would take them with me. I always had something in the bathroom. I'm a bathroom sitter, and I always, like, when I was a child, I used to always read the labels in the shampoo bottles and the toothpaste and all this while I was in doing my bathroom duties. But then as I got older, I always had a deck of cards in the bathroom with a little booklet. And I would just pull a card when I was in the bathroom and just read what it had to say for me and then move on. And I did this for many, many years. And then I would also do it whenever I was kind of going through something to try to get answers. And then one day in 2017, like I started getting this one card out of this deck. I'll show you the card. This is one of the fractal decks that I have. And it said write. And I kept getting it. Like every time I would be going to the bathroom, I would pull this card out for like about a week, and it kept coming out of the deck. And I thought, what am I supposed to write about? And I'm not good at journaling. Like I tried to start doing journals when I was a child, but I just never could keep up with them. And I never really had much to say inside of them. And it just, I don't know, I just wasn't into the journaling thing. But this card kept coming up and it kept telling me to write. And so finally one day I said, okay, I'm going to start writing. And I started by pulling a card and writing about it with the card, because I didn't know what else to write. And then I started this journey where I started writing every day. I would pull, I think maybe 2 or 3 cards, and then I would write about them. And it was really funny because like the cards would tell me things like it might tell me things like, okay, here's one here, integrity. And it could tell me that I need to make sure that I keep my integrity with some situation or whatever that I was going on. Another card, keep it simple. There would be this card that would come up. It's the feline card. And it would remind me that, you know, not everything happens all the time, and that you should take a rest now. You have the time for rest, because like a feline, they do a lot of sleeping, and then all of a sudden they pounce, you know, like that. All of a sudden they're energized enough, and then their whole world happens, right? And so they would remind me that even though I don't think that anything is happening at the moment, that things are happening, and that I needed to take the time to rest. This card would be about the vibration. It would remind me about my vibration and where I was putting it, where I was focusing on, and allowing thoughts and fears and things come in to remind me to keep as positive as possible. This card used to come up a lot. It's called the frequency shift. And it would tell me, you know, we're going through a frequency, or you're going through a frequency shift, and you could have different guides that come through after this. I would get this one a lot. Going through the birthing process of something new, going through the labor. I would get the starseed card reminding me that I was a starseed. And oh, and here's this one. I never liked getting this card. It's called the Storm. And this card, I just never liked getting that card because it would always mean that like something bad was going to happen. And but it would always tell you inside the card that even though things are kind of feeling rough at the moment, that the storm will always recede and everything will be okay. And so the cards I started writing and started like really focusing on what the cards were saying. And little by little, I started realizing that I was having a conversation with my guidance team. I would pull a card and they would give me advice. They would give me advice about what to do. And they would remind me that I'm here to make a difference. They would remind me that I need to shine my light. They would remind me that everything is okay. All is well. All is well in the world. They just keep reminding me, and they would give me hope, and they would help me, like when I'm going through some adversity, they would help me pick myself up and dust myself off and remind me that I am here, that I am a creator of my own reality. I am a multidimensional being of light. I am a star seed. All of these things it would remind me of. And before you know it, I have a story going on, and I have a communication that is going on where I can understand the voice. I can understand what my guides are trying to tell me without having to go to somebody else to find the answers. And so here is, I want to show you what I'm going to show you what my process is. But before I show you my process, because I actually recorded my process about a month ago, and then I decided that, with the process of like this video, I was going to put on this 30-day challenge of I was going to pull a card every day and show you how it works, kind of thing. And I was going to do this 30-day challenge and to try to kind of help everybody else kind of get excited and challenge people to also start doing what I was doing. But as the month went on, I started kind of getting to this feeling of, I don't want to commit myself to having to come on and do a video every single day to show you about what I do with my card writing, because then it would stop my flow of what I'm doing. And to me, I know, like, a lot of people will tell me, like, to get my channel going and to have people start watching it and following me, that I needed to have all these like short videos to get people kind of hooked, I guess, or whatever. But as the month went on, I was just like, no, I can't do this. This isn't me. I just need to do a video that tells people about this, challenge them to do it themselves, and to let me know what comes up for them when they start doing what I'm doing, to see if it helps them to connect to their inner guidance system. And I just don't have the capacity at this moment in time to be worrying about whether people follow me or not. It's not about that. And it's about living from the heart every single day. And to me, I journal, and I can't just put myself on video every time I'm journaling. It just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to do this, like, I'm going to show you the process by giving you one experience of one morning when I was doing this the day before my birthday. And then you can like see how the process of what I do. So before we do that, I just would like to show you I would like to show you what I have done through the last few years. I got them out today because I wanted to show you the stacks and stacks and stacks of journals that have accumulated since 2017, and how it all started, and what that all does. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and go for it. This is my favorite box. My lovely partner made this for me. It says, "I just love you." This is made out of a piece of, well, I'll tell you the story. So he was getting tired of all these oracle decks in the bathroom. And so he decided one day, this was like in 2015, I think it was. It was right when, yeah, because it was when I broke my arm, and for that Christmas. And he decided that he would make me a box to put all of my things in, and then we could store that in on a shelf next to the in the bathroom. And his phrase always was, "I just love you." And this piece is coming from a piece of furniture that was in his house as he was growing up, that his father brought into the house when he was a child. And the piece of furniture started going bad. And so he took some of this out of it and he made me this nice, lovely box. And he lined it. And then I put all of my favorite decks inside of here. And so I have all my favorite card decks in there. And then they have like the booklets that go with them, with most of them that would fit in here. All of my favorite oracle decks. I've got my Lemurian Star Child deck. I have my shamanic deck. I have 2 shamanic decks. There's the other one. And I have this lovely Lemurian deck that I got in Glastonbury from my friend. This is one of my fractal decks of cards that I've had for years. And then this is just another one. I can't remember the name of it, but the paintings that are in here are my favorite artists, Josephine Wall. So that's what that is. And then here is the stack of journals that started since 2017. Now, this one was the 2017 one. I started writing in here, but then I was also, at first I would take, I would copy down what the cards meant, and I put a copy of that in there, and then I would write inside of there, whatever it was. That was right before Christmas, 23rd, 2017. And so this went on for the longest period of time. And then the book got full. And I stopped having to do like a special book because I didn't want to ruin these nice, lovely journals. So I started just getting regular ones from the store. And so they go on and on. And they go on and on down through the stack until where, and then I have a special one. This is the one that I'm using when I go to Glastonbury. And this one is also got my favorite Josephine Wall painting on it. And I use this for Glastonbury and any kind of land work or grid work that I'm doing. But I also use it for mystery school work. Like I'm working on the second book of the bringing forward the new golden age of miracles, and the information that's coming through with the work that I'm doing with the Arcturians. I document everything in this book so that I have the documentation. So that's what I do. That's my stack of goodies. They give me all kinds of directions. I have recipes for all of the Organite energy devices, all the recipes that go into the Organite pieces, everything. So they're kind of my spiritual encyclopedias now, and they have everything that I need inside of them. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the process and take you through the process of what I do on a daily basis with my journaling. Okay, so I thought the best way to do this was to basically show you my process and how I use the oracle cards to journal. And so I chose from, normally every morning when I do my journaling, I will choose, I have a little box here that my husband made me that has all of my favorite, I have a whole shelf full of stuff, but I have all my favorite oracle decks in here. Like there's a whole bunch of them. And what I will usually do is I will choose one of each card, or maybe one of 3 decks or something I'll choose that morning. Whatever I'm feeling like doing. Like if I have a long time for journaling, I'll usually pick like one card from each deck, usually about 5 or 6 different decks. And then I will do like a lengthy process. But then on other days when I don't really have a lot of time, I might choose 1 card, or I might choose 3 cards, and I might choose them all from 1 deck. Today I chose from 1 deck because I wanted to keep it a little bit more simple, and I wanted to show you kind of the process. So the deck of cards that I chose was, here's the booklet that goes with it. It's called Beyond Lemuria, and I usually sometimes use the book and sometimes I don't use the book. It all depends on how I'm feeling. Now this is a new deck, like I haven't had this for a while. So a lot of times I do like to look up what the book is saying that it means, and then I kind of interpret. So the first thing that I would do is I would write down in my journal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I've chose the 3 different cards, and so today I'll put the date down is the 7th of May, 2025. Okay, and then these are the 3 cards that I pulled. So I'll put them up a little bit closer. This one is called Unique Gifts. And if you notice, there's like a little number that comes with the card. So I write down the number, Unique Gifts. And it's the number 55. And then I got another one called Evolution. And I write that down. Evolution. And it has the number 24. And then I have Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta. And that's number 37. And then usually what I'll do is I'll add the numbers together. I added up the numbers and it came to number 116. And what I ended up doing was I have like a thing in my Google search on my phone where I put in the spiritual meaning of number 116. And then it comes up with like sometimes it comes up with an AI generated message. Sometimes it comes up with somebody that wrote a message about that number. And so today it came up with a number that was generated, I think, through Google or something. And basically what it told me says, I wrote it down, you are on the right path, and your guides are watching over you and offering guidance, particularly in matters close to your heart and a project unfolding with another person. This will be an exciting new adventure unfolding for you, and we look forward to meeting you tomorrow in session. So I have I just made a commitment with another person to go under hypnosis to connect with the Arcturian guides who are helping me with the writing of the second book, which is part of the trilogy, with the Arcturian guides. Now, when I was in Glastonbury back in September of last year, I was initiated into the Galactic Mystery Schools, or the Arcturian Mystery Schools. And it was explained to me then that I would be working with 4 different Arcturian guides, and they would span from the 9th to the 12th dimension of Arcturian, like that would be like the levels of dimensional frequencies, and that I would be learning a lot of things around, which is what my second book about. The first book was about how to prepare for living on the new earth in the next new golden age of time, and how to get your body ready for that frequency. And the second book is about, which they told me in that I did a channeling when this happened when I was in Glastonbury, and they told me that the second book would be about moving into the New Earth timeline and setting up communities and learning how to grow food and all kinds of different ways, like new ways to like build our homes and all kinds of stuff that was going to be coming through with these guides that they were going to be teaching me, and that'll be all part of the second part of the book. And it's been a few months now, and I have gotten some information, but I tend to be one of those people that I spend a lot of time on my work, what I'm doing here, like these videos and a lot of things. And when I do meditations, I work on kind of like keeping myself in balance and stuff. But a lot of times I don't allow myself to have time to go deep. And sometimes I have a habit of, when the guides want to teach me something, I ignore them and I would kind of sort of keep putting it off, and not and just do surface level. And usually what will happen is then I will get very sick, and then the guides basically they can work with me because I'm kind of open to listening to what they have to say, because I'm so sick that I just need help. And they don't want me to go that far anymore. They want me to take time out. So a friend of mine asked me if I would like to start doing something that we had started that we were going to do in 2020, and then it kind of fizzled out. And she just asked, would I like to start doing that again? And I got a yes from the guides, from the Arcturian guides, that it would be very helpful for me to go in deeper, so that I can focus more. And by having somebody take me into hypnosis and coming and going through and learning the information through hypnosis is more effective for me at this time. And so I'm going to be starting that tomorrow. And it's kind of funny that that came up here in the writing. I'm going to be starting the first session where we're going to go in and find out what exactly they want us to do. And tomorrow happens to be my birthday. So it's kind of interesting because I had a walk-in experience that happened on my 50th birthday from the EK Honia Collective. And now on my birthday, now I'm 53 tomorrow, and I will have something special to look forward to with working with these new Arcturian guides. So that was basically what came through with that card. So now what we'll do is we're going to go through and we're going to look at this card. And this card is Unique Gifts, okay? It's kind of cute. Actually, it could be like an Arcturian guide, but it is beyond Lemuria. It's a Lemurian deck, so I don't know if that's Arcturian or what that is, but probably Lemurian. So this is just a really close-up picture of this. Okay, and so I'm going to go into the book and I'm going to show you the process. So I'll go into the book and I'll see what this card means. And then I'll decipher, what does this mean for me in my life? Okay, so number 55. I'll go into here. And this lady, that she has a lot of personal information when she writes the meaning of the card. So she goes through and she writes a little bit about the card, and then she goes through how she created the card and why it was for. And then she gives a divinatory meaning, which is kind of like a synopsis of what this card means. So I'm not going to go through how she figured out what this card was about. I'm going to go through the divinatory part with you. So it says, what makes you unique? Any quirks that you feel are shortcomings could be the key to your superpowers. Look for the positive sides of your oddities and traits. How would you like to spend more time? Are there things you would like to try or feel a pull to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know how transformational they can be. And so, what I'm understanding, what I'm getting from this is kind of, it's going along with what I have been being guided to do, which is to go in and see what these Arcturians have to say through hypnosis. You have been getting whispers to go deep into hypnosis so that you can begin channeling deeper, more specific information to stop the surface level way you have worked in the past. This is a very unique way for you to obtain the information from the Arcturian guides. You have a unique gift to channel when you are under hypnosis, deep in trance. This will open up the doorway into the Arcturian Mystery School knowledge in a much more powerful way. This is something that has been a gift for you, and in the past, this has always opened up doorways, and all of your hypnotic sessions that you have done have opened up doorways to help you go deeper into the material. In the past, this way of trance channeling has always offered you a deeper, more transformative way to open up to new information. The next card is the card of evolution. And I'm going to go in and I'll read what this card kind of means, and then I'll figure out what it means for me in my life right now. The card is about growth, overcoming challenges, gracefully riding the waves of life, expanding out of a problem, flourishing in the face of change, thriving in new environments, being unperturbed. I don't know what that means. Look for ways that you can flourish in the face of challenge. Tap into your original passion and remember why you chose the path that brought you to where you are now. Break a problem down to its elements and be creative in how to tackle them. Consider how you make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, be present and ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. Focus on the aspects of your situation that make it worth it. Draw on the inner resources that can pull you through. You have the qualities you need to shine, so don't lose sight of the bigger picture. You may be pushed to the greater and deeper learnings, and it might be an uncomfortable process, but through strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this in knowledge is something no teacher can show you. During this time, while working with the guides in deep trance through hypnosis, you will be able to go deeper and ask questions as to what you're being shown. For example, during the initiation that took place in Glastonbury, we your Arcturian Council and guides, placed the Arcturian activation symbol into your solar plexus. At the time, we told you no need to overanalyze or understand this symbol. And then after the activation, we gave you your first assignment to develop this symbol into an energy device, but did not give you specific information as to the shapes and recipes for the orgone pieces and how to make the base. You will have time now during hypnosis to explore the symbol deeper and get the recipes and shapes to place on the new design for the Arcturian Galactic Activation Energy Device. This is the type of information you'll receive under hypnosis and much, much more. So that was interesting. I see there's like a theme going on. I'm getting communication through these cards from my guides. And today there seems to be a theme because of what I'm going to be doing tomorrow and what I'm going to be opening up. So they're just kind of advising me before I go through that. Okay, so the next one is interesting. This one is Mount Shasta. And I'm going to read what this card means in the book, and then, of course, then I'll go through and write what I think it means for me. So, 37. Okay, it says, your origins, the seeds that make you what you are, what and who you are, star beings, sacred power places, unexplained mystical phenomena, intuitive messages and downloads, dreams and visions. Aware that their entire continent would be destroyed, the Lemurians traveled to other parts of the globe. Mount Shasta has a profound connection with the Lemurian people, as it was one place they journeyed. There are many tales of multidimensional beings living inside the mountain, and sightings of all kinds of unusual phenomena there. When I received the intuition message that I would be writing and delving more deeply into the emerging theme of these cards, this is the person that wrote the cards, I had a strong vision to visit this mountain and channel a painting on it. After a range of synchronicities, I found myself there. The ambience of this mystical place cannot be denied, and the image you see on this card is what came through. Mount Shasta also seems to have a connection to star beings and portals to multidimensional worlds and realities. On arrival at Mount Shasta town, I was involved in a Pleiadian channeling circle where I had a vision of stars communicating with the mountain through light codes, and interconnected glowing grid lines lay over the entire earth. I have experienced these luminescent grid lines before, and I have been told I put my hand into them and connect my healing light with all the other lights doing their work across the planet. And she says, during my time at Mount Shasta, I came to understand there have been many UFO sightings there, and I realized how connected the Lemurians were to star beings. Further research revealed several accounts of Lemurians being of mixed origins from throughout the universe. This place holds many stories and many insights, but it felt right to keep the imagery for this card simple, as I felt as if it would was depicted spoke beyond the mind. I was quite perplexed at what the meaning of the card would be. I knew Mount Shasta would be an important card in the deck, but I didn't realize how significant it would be until the following was revealed. I planned to include symbols on the 10 chakra cards that would activate the chakras, but I wasn't sure how. The creation of these cards has been a profound unfolding, and when I sought guidance, I received the message that the chakra activation codes were in this Mount Shasta painting. There was a symbol for each of the chakras. You can find them on the bottom hand side of the chakra cards. This image is the seed crystal that this whole deck is based on. Holy cannoli. Yeah, so she has codes in this cards from what I just understood there. And so she says, this card is about origins. It's time to honor and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage. Do you have an affinity with any star beings? Connecting with them might allow you greater insight into your traits, your strengths, and challenges. Perhaps you have a Lemurian connection, which I already know that I do have. And this card might also be encouraging you to visit sacred places you feel attracted to. They may have an intuitive message for you. Oh my goodness. So this card actually means a lot to me because I am actually going to Glastonbury again in a month's time. And I think that this card is coming up to tell me that that I need to go visit it. And I'm going to go to the healing pools, but I've been attracted to, the last time I went to Glastonbury, I was going there for a conference, and I was placing a dragon power, one of my energy devices, in a very remote place there. So I never actually went up to the tour, or I didn't go. And I am going to be spending times at the healing pools as well. There's like these White Springs healing pools. And so I'm going to, I guess maybe I'm going to write down now what I feel about this and how this card um, comes to me. Next month, when you visit the tour and the White Springs, you have to go to, and you go to Averbury to release the Indara and place the Orgorn heart into the dragon line. Take note to what is happening. Document and journal as much as you can so you can remember. And yes, we will be there waiting to give you more profound guidance. The codes are waiting for you in Somerset for the next phase of this internal journey you are on. So there. That is what my journaling is like. That is what I do when I journal, and it just helps give me guidance. And this time it just happened to give me information about the project that I'm working with the hypnosis with my friend. And it kind of is starting to get me prepared for when I go to Glastonbury again next month. Usually, when I am going to a sacred site or I'm going to do some kind of land work, they will start a dialogue with me about a month before I go, and it is a month before I'm going. So the dialogue is starting to open up about what might happen when I'm in Glastonbury, because in Glastonbury you're basically there with the, like, this Mount Shasta is, I think it's one of the portal places, but Avalon is the portal place. In Glastonbury is Avalon, like that's the heart chakra of the earth. And it is also the connection into the inner city of Avalon. And so I'm wondering if I will have some profound insight that will happen when I'm there, because I'm just going to be open to it and document everything that happens when I dream about when I'm there and everything. So um, that is basically it. That is what I do, and that is a demonstration of how journaling can help you with the guidance and help you have a conversation with your guides in a very profound way. So I'm just thinking maybe you should just try it. This is why I came on today, to talk about this. And I really think that it would be something that if you do this on a regular basis. Now I have journals. I have so many. I just write everything in a normal plain um, notebook. The first time I started journaling, I used like a fancy one, but then after a while, I just started getting plain notebooks. And I think, like, I have one here. This is the one I did. This one was, I wrote in here. I always write the dates in here. And I have all of my journals since I started in 2017 when I started writing. And that's when all of this information started connecting to me, because I was I was having this personal communication with my guides. So this one started on the 7th, so what are we, July 29th, 2024 till March 4th, 2025. And it has all of my journalings, all of my documentation that I have that happened during this time. Actually, I think that, oh no, I have a special journal for when I go in to do sacred work. So I have a special one that I'm working on. When I went to Glastonbury the last time, it's a tiny little, where is she? I'll get up and get it. Okay, so this is the one that I have. When I went to Glastonbury last year, my friend gave this to me, and I used this. I used this journal while I was in Glastonbury, and when I had the activation happen to me, I wrote everything in there. This is the chalice well, and my friend and I actually placed an Andara into that well, and so I have everything now. This journal is Glastonbury 2024, and then it also is. Here's the symbol. I drew the symbol when I was in the bathtub and trying to start that symbol that came in that was just came up today. And so what I'll do is I just what I dream about, or when I have information that comes through when I go to, okay, so this one started with the Arcturian Mystery School. And so whenever I'm doing work with the Arcturian Mystery School, if something comes up with that, I will put all that information, document it into this book. I'll be taking it to Glastonbury with me as well. And I will be documenting what happens throughout the thing, throughout the time that I'm there. But I also am using this journal to document my work with the Arcturians and what goes through, because um, I had a time when I ended up in meditation, and I got given some gifts and stuff through the Arcturians, and I wrote everything down. So that is what I do, is I have a special one for when I'm doing the mystery school work. And then this one is the one that I use for my daily like journaling, and when I want to like get information. Sometimes I'm very good at journaling, and then I notice that the times when I'm not good at journaling, I start getting dispersed and I start focusing on everybody else and what they need to have done. And or maybe there might be sometimes when I have a lot of direction happening to me through dream time or in meditation, and I don't tend to come and use the cards. But I find that when I use the cards and I do them like regularly, I really find that it really helps me with the guidance going through. So, if you felt that this was interesting to you and something that you could try to do for yourself, I challenge you to start doing this. Start this, like, do 30 days where you just pull an oracle card of your choice from one of your favorite decks, or maybe go out to the store and buy yourself your first deck and get yourself a notebook and just start documenting what comes through the cards, and let me know after 30 days here in the video how this process has worked for you. And I challenge you. It is one of the most, it's one of the key things that helped me not be codependent with other people. It's one of the key things that helped me learn how to listen to what my inner guidance system was telling me. It is one of the key things other than meditation. But even with the meditation, I would also document what was happening in my meditations, not just the oracle decks. And even with that, it was writing it down that was the most important. And so try it, just try it. And it could change your life. It could change your life, because I feel like ever since I have been doing this, it's been giving me so much guidance as to what to do. I mean, this the guidance that has come through the stacks and stacks of journals that I have, and to go back and read them, it's just a reminder every single day about why I'm here and when and what I'm working through. Like when I was working through stopping being codependent, there was a lot of codependency issues that I was working through. And I read back and I'm just like, wow, I was really codependent back then. And wow, how far I've come. So they can also show you how far you've come as well. So I hope you take me up on the challenge, and please share your experience in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. I love you and leave you. In 2020, when the world stopped and it seemed like everyone was focusing on doom and gloom, I chose a different approach. While fear and uncertainty consumed so many, I turned inward into stillness, creativity, and connection, spending long hours walking in the forest and meditating by the stream. My life changed forever, and there was no going back to life as normal. During this time, I delved deep into the teachings of the mystery schools, connecting with Lemurians and inner earth beings. They shared their profound wisdom on how to prepare for the next golden age, a new era of transformation for humanity. As I embraced their teachings, I realized that it became my life's mission to help others prepare for the shift in consciousness humanity is approaching. And so, in the stillness of the forest, this book began to take shape. This book is more than words on a page. It's a guide to alchemizing your mind, body, and light body. Unlock powerful tools to release trauma, activate your light body, and align your being with your true purpose. Inside, you'll find a complete guide of tools and techniques to help you release stored trauma, connect with your inner compass, and strengthen your bond with your spirit guides. This book will help you expand your consciousness, raise your vibration, and step into your power, becoming the creator of your own reality and the multi-dimensional being of light you were born to be. This is your invitation to transform, step into your power, reclaim your purpose, and begin living the life you were meant to create. To get your hands on bringing forward a new golden age of miracles, click on the link provided in the description of this video and take back your power today. Reclaim your birthright and step into the life you were always meant to live.